It's me, Claire, and welcome back to the Red Chair Chat, where we continue to celebrate the good news happening right here in our community every Friday. I'm so glad you're here. This week on the Red Chair Chat, we sit down with Jake, Assistant Program Manager for Synergy House, one of our emergency shelters at Synergy Services. Everyone give him a warm welcome to the Red Chair. Jake, thank you so much for joining us today on the Red Chair Chat. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's excellent to be here, even though I'm not in the red chair.
Right, unfortunately, not yet. Soon,
Yep.
Sooner rather than later. Could you tell us a little bit more about the Synergy House program?
Yeah, so it is a short-term emergency shelter for youth ages 12 to 18. And it's a safe place to go for kids when their families are going through a crisis or experiencing homelessness. And while they're at their shelter, they can stay for a maximum of 30 days. And that forces us to find ways to build relationships with these kids and build trust. That's different from a lot of other programs because you have to do it fast and make your mark while you have them there. Trying to get them the most services they can receive from us and get the most out of the amazing staff we've got going on here.
Being on your staff for over 4 years, what is your favorite part about working at Synergy House?
Man, I get this question a lot from people that I interview for the job at Synergy House too, which is super interesting. The thing that's always been consistent for me is my ability to stay in touch with youth after they leave when they come back to visit us at the YRC or just come up to the house to chat in the office. And it's those moments when you're at the community center and a kid comes up to you and be like, Jake, you'll never believe what just happened. I got accepted into college. Or Jake, come outside with me. I want to show you something. I got my very first car and I want to show you that. And so it's those success stories from the kids that were with us, and then they come back and they care about us so much that they want to show that to the people they love.
Well, you certainly knew you were here to share good news, didn't you? Because I think we're already sharing good news here today. So Jake, obviously we are still in a global pandemic, which has impacted Synergy as a whole. Could you share a little bit about not only your COVID response in those first couple of days, but where you're at now?
Okay. So the COVID response from the get-go was reducing the number of beds that we have available at shelter, which was a difficult decision to make because even though COVID's going on, life is still happening and these kids are still having crises and people are still homeless. And sometimes those are the populations that are most vulnerable during COVID as well. And with that piece being said, Synergy House stayed open through all of it. You had so many people going home, but our frontline staff are those essential workers, and they had to stay and keep the shelter running and be there for those kids.
Of course, Jake, being on the Red Chair Chat with us, we celebrate all things good news, and I heard you have some good news to share with us today.
We have had so many silver linings to a really difficult time. We recently had a young man come onto campus, choose Synergy House as a place to build his Eagle Scout project. And he and a few other people built this amazing bridge in our side yard. And I love it. It's basically the Eagle Scout wouldn't know this, but a bridge has always kind of been like a Synergy House symbol because we have always said that we're the bridge that never burns. And it's amazing to get something like that I think of when I think of Synergy House.
Absolutely, and such a great addition. You know, from seeing it, it connects our outdoor gym to our garden, which is still developing as well. So such a great addition on our campus. Well, Jake, that is certainly a lot of good news. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Red Chair Chat, and thank you so much for your work that you do every single day at Synergy.
Yep, thank you, Claire.
Wow, that was certainly a lot of good news from the Synergy House team right here at Synergy Services. Now wait, if you haven't yet voted for the Briarcliff Business Partners Alliance 2021 Charity of Choice, make sure you stop what you're doing and click on the link above and make sure you vote number 3 for Synergy. To each of you, thank you again for joining us this week on the Red Chair Chat, where we celebrate all things good news. Stay safe and healthy, have a great weekend, and don't you forget, be kind. We'll be back next week with even more special guests and even more good news.